Hello. Today we will be Hello. We will be going over how to take our data from our SD cards to Google Sheets and into Retigo. First, insert your SD card into your computer and open up a blank Google Chrome. Open up a blank Google Sheet. Open a blank sheet. And we're going to come over to File and select Import. And we're going to click on Upload, and then we're going to select Browse. From here, you're going to find your SD card in your file system. It will probably be under this PC. And then select the SD card, and then find your data. It should have the corresponding date you took your data on. And then we want to unselect Convert Text to Numbers. Do not have this selected. And then Import Data. Then we're going to come over and hover over one. We're going to left click on it. And then we're going to right click on it. And we're going to drop down to Insert one row above. And then come over here and open a new tab. I'm going to open a new Google Sheet. I'm going to open up a blank sheet. And once again, we're going to go to File and then Import. And we're going to upload from our computer and hit Browse. Find the SD card again. And this time we are going to use the updated YPod headers. Make sure it says updated and hit open. Unselect Convert Text to Numbers and hit Import Data. Once we are here, we're going to hover over one. We're going to left click it. And then we are going to right click it. And we are going to select copy. Make sure this dashed line is underneath all of it. And we're going to come back to our original spreadsheet. We're going to hover over one. We're going to right click on it. And we're going to hit paste. This should put every single header in the respective columns. Now we are going to select a random cell so we can unselect the first row. And we're going to come over here and hover over this divider between column A and column B. And you're going to left click it and move it over so the columns are a bit bigger. And then we're going to fill these two columns in. So select this and insert a value of 1 and hit enter. Then we're going to select the cell again. We're going to select this blue dot, and we're going to drag it all the way down to the end of our data. And then we're going to let go, and then we're going to reselect the blue dot and bring it over 1. And that will fill our coordinates. From here, we will download the data. So go to File and then Download. It needs to be downloaded as a comma separated value. And you should download it into your downloads folder. This will allow it to be easily accessed when we upload it to Retigo. make sure you come down here and delete this original name. So there, and make sure there are no spaces in the name you give it. So I gave it the name room with candle. So I know what data it is, and then I give it the date, and then also add with headers. So you know it has the headers and the coordinates filled. Make sure there are no spaces or slashes, and then hit save. And then in our Chrome browser, we're going to select a new tab. And we're going to search Retigo EPA. We're going to select real-time geospatial viewer. Should look like this. Don't do this one. Do the real-time geospatial data viewer. And it's going to take a moment to load. And then come over and select enter your data. Right there. It's going to take a while to load. And then come down here to choose your file and choose file and select that. And then we're gonna open up our downloads folder. That's where we saved our data. And we're gonna select the data with our specific name. This is room with candles 216 with headers. And once it's uploaded, you can hit view and you can now see your graphs. Over on the right-hand side is where we will control our graphs. So unselect show map unless you have actual coordinates, and then select scatter plot if you would like. It is another graph that can help show data, but this bottom graph down here with time on the x-axis is going to be the main one you will use. This on the right-hand side, we have plot height over here. Select that and bring it all the way to the right so we can have big graphs. And then also, you can use this right-hand side to select the variable you want in your plot. So we're going to go with CO. And if you want to add a second variable, then you can come over here to your second variable and you can do CO2. And that way we have two variables. If you want to edit your graph further and remove the warm-up portion, bring your cursor over to the end of the warm-up period. I'm going to say mine's this. It should be about 30 minutes after you start your pod. So select the end of, so like 30 minutes in, left click, and just slide your cursor to the right all the way to the end, and it will only show the highlighted data. And so that's how you can remove your warm-up period. If you want to zoom in further on a graph, you can use your cursor and you can change the y-axis by coming over to the data range, and this is your lower y-axis limit, so what's down here, and this is going to be your upper. So if we change our upper to 5,000, you can see right over here, this new limit is 5,000, or we could change it to 7,000. Whatever works best for your data set. This scatter plot up here This can be used to show one variable versus another. So your x-axis will be your independent variable, and you can select humidity, and then your dependent variable will be your y-axis. So we can select CO2, and nothing shows up on this graph because I don't have more than 1 hour data. So this graph will only show hourly averages. For saving our graphs, come down here, or both the graphs have this same export function in the top right. So if we want to save this graph down here, we're going to go to this export right above it, and we're going to hit save image. You want to give it a name that is very specific. Room two. Make sure it has a very specific name, even if it's long. That way you can tell what plots and images are. And then it's going to take a second to load. And just let it load. There we are. And now we can save the image as a PNG image. And I would suggest selecting your downloads folder and saving it in your downloads folder. And that way, when you open your folder up, your picture is right here at the top, and you can open it up and you can zoom in and see it. If you have any further questions, uh, please ask Mr. Gregg and he can reach out to us. Thank you very much.